Hold up, was J.Lo really an accomplice for Diddy's crimes the whole time? At this point, it looks like the details about this mess with Diddy is never going to end because Shyne, the guy who took the fall for Diddy's 1998 attempt and the life of an innocent woman, just came out to spill some major tea about how Diddy and his associates forced and intimidated him and to take the fall for a crime he ain't committed. Not only, but he also exposed J.Lo for being actively involved in Diddy's illegal businesses and helping him get away with some very hideous thing. It's been rumored for a long time that she was involved in all this, but nobody really knew the full extent of her involvement. Until Shyne's recent confession is now. In case you somehow missed out on all the tea, J.Lo has been coming up a lot in all this mess with Diddy after people discovered she wasn't really as innocent. And she's been trying to convince us that she is because she and Diddy dated way back in the day before eventually breaking up. And she saw everything he did, but made no attempts to report him to the authorities. She kept her mouth shut and enjoyed the lifestyle that came with her being in a relationship with. Most of us initially thought Diddy probably mistreated her like he did to all the other women he's been with, and that's probably why she never came out to say anything, but that's actually the complete opposite. And people began to dig into that shortly after Diddy's most recent SA lawsuit. This lawsuit was filed by music producers Lil Rod, and Lil Rod is the one that made people start giving J.Lo the side eye after he went into details about all of Diddy's RICO and enterprise that has existed for at least 20 years, dating back to 1999 nightclub in NYC when Mr. Combs required his then-girlfriend, Jennifer Lopez, transport his illegal firearm into the NYC nightclub. Now, in case you're wondering what event he was talking about in this lawsuit, you better buckle up because you wouldn't even begin to imagine how disturbing the whole thing is. It all happened back in 1999 while Diddy and J.Lo were at a nightclub in New York to celebrate Shyne's soon-to-be-released studio album. At the time, Shyne was still really young, and he was actually one of the many exploited artists who were signed to Diddy's label Bad Boy Entertainment. The party quickly went from a celebration of Shyne's new album to people literally running for their lives after Diddy got into a verbal altercation with a man. Apparently, Diddy had spilled a drink on him and was refusing to apologize. The man was later identified and reportedly named Scar instead of simply apologizing for the scar. Like any rational human being, would Diddy had the audacity to get upset and even threw his money as Scar. There were also reports that Scar was the one who tossed Fat Rubber band Stack X at Diddy, but you get the point. It was a whole lot of male energy in the room, and they were both fighting to one-up each other. The conflict escalated, and rounds went off, one allegedly coming from Puffy's. 3 of the club patrons injured. 1 woman was hit in the face. J.Lo and Diddy sped away in a '99 Lincoln Navigator, but ran a red light and were pulled over by police. Possession of a stolen what was found in the trunk. They were arrested and spent the next 14 hours in a cell where J.Lo was reportedly, quote, crying unintelligibly and sobbing uncontrollably. The charges were eventually dropped for both of them, and Shyne, the guy who was supposed to be celebrating his new album that night, ended up taking the fall for Diddy, was thrown in jail for 9 years, and according to several reports, Diddy paid him $1 million to take the fall for him with the promise of taking care of his family while he's in jail. At first, we thought Diddy sent that in to Ryan himself, but from what L. Rod is now stating in that lawsuit, that J.Lo was the one who brought the in that did he use that day. And do y'all remember the woman who got hit in the face? Well, she was later identified to be named Natana Rubin, and she actually got on TikTok not too long after the allegations came out and confirmed that Diddy was the one who blew at her face. Shyne,
I am the woman who he in the face in that 1999, December 27th, 1999, Club New York shooting. I have told everyone ad nauseum since then, even the surgeon who did the surgery to take the bullet I got in my face with a 9mm hollow point bullet called a cop killer. I literally have told everyone and never changed what I said. I watched him. I got pow-powed in the face. I watched him fire. I've said it all this time.
Her face. Shyne has since been released from jail. He was deported immediately after his sentence and sent back to his home country. Luckily for he's been able to transition back into be very well, and he's well known over there. But the trauma he went through is something he still deals with to the day. In fact, he was recently asked about this in an interview, and he admitted that he was the fall guy for that accident. He didn't snitch on Did then, and he definitely doesn't plan on doing so now, but he wasn't guilty of what he was accused of. He said the whole thing was very triggering for him to talk about, but he's glad that the truth is finally coming out, and people know that he was never the one at fault.
It opens wounds when you hear, the victim saying that it was Diddy. That is what is the most remarkable. Oh, you don't see that?
Excellent.
Okay. And that was triggered by a lawsuit from a producer that produced on the Love album, who is making accusations, and in those accusations he says that the gentleman confessed to the and that is what stands out to me the most, because I've done my best to put it behind me and to move forward, but it certainly reopens the wounds that I've been saying this all along. Everyone knew all along that I was the fall guy, but my political enemies and other witnesses.
Is she accurate, sir?
I'm not going to get into that, but it does open wounds, and certainly I am relieved that people are saying what the truth is, that I did not shoot those people. I maintain that I never shoot nobody, that there were other guns there. I always said that. That has not changed, and that is the testimony that came out. Fragments were never removed, so there was never any forensic testing to say who it was. But the victims are vindicating me. Witnesses are vindicating me. But I have moved on. I'm not trying to relive that. And so I am appreciative of whatever contributions Diddy has made to help the people.
This revelation shook the entire internet because nobody was expecting Shyne to actually come out and confirm everything. I mean, we aren't really surprised that Diddy would do something like this, but people were definitely surprised that JLo was involved in this too. She knew Diddy committed the crime, but kept her mouth shut and has continued to keep her mouth shut to this day because she was the one who gave Diddy that night's honestly disgusting how they destroyed Shyne's career and had him thrown out of the US just to save themselves. JLo is equally as terrible as Diddy is, and people are just now calling for her to be arrested right along with Diddy. But now I want to know your thought. What do y'all think about Shyne exposing Diddy and Jennifer? What do y'all think? JLo should also be investigated by the feds. Y'all know what to do. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, and don't forget to click here to watch this other very messy video.